It's Danny and Marvin Johnson on press duty today, so let's have a talk about it. Hello and welcome to today's video. If you could like, share and subscribe to the channel, much appreciate it. Liking out the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's face, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. Hit a notification bell to let you know when videos go live. So, Marvin Johnson spoke very well with the media today, and you forget how good he actually does speak to the media. He don't speak that often. But you got to remember, this time last year, he was not in a good place mentally. He frozen out of the squad for whatever reason. But for me, Marvin Johnson has done well so far when he come in and been called upon. I really have liked how he played. So here's the thing for me. He said it was good to play at the weekend. He was a bit unlucky with the result, but he also said playing well and not losing, that was one of the aims. Danny said we can build, and Marvin thinks the same. He said the chances we have made, we need to get used to creating more of them, and the more chances we create, the more chances of getting goals and then wins, and then it'll help going forward. And the thing is, you've got the thing that you know that Marvin Johnson's in a good place. He's playing good football. He sounds really positive about what's being said and what's going on. He spoke about how it's a great playing again, and he said it was interesting. He was basically saying that Sheffield Wednesday technically have two teams, and you've got to be ready because you might not be. It might be a couple of weeks before you're not in, but if you're not ready, someone else will take it. And the fact that he's saying we've got two teams, I don't think we've ever heard a player say, "Oh yeah, Wednesday got two teams this year," and I think that's something new. And that's something we have to get used to a little bit about us having two teams. I think that's something which is interesting. He said he spoke about playing Luton in the past. He has, and how I don't think he thought they were going to get this far. He thought they are like League Two and fluctuate between the two. But he also turned around and said at the same time that with teams coming down with bigger budgets and stuff like that, and you're going to see what we can do. But he also mentioned that, like last season, you weren't expecting to see, not last season, season before that, Coventry versus Luton in the playoff final. That wasn't a final you were going to predict. Like last year, you could have predicted it being Southampton or Leeds, but you couldn't predict it the other way. He said it was good to be back at Hillsborough, but he also said you get that buzz and feeling when you're in the warm-up immediately, so you're already in it and ready to go. But he said it's going to be a tough game down at Kenneth Road with the crowd right on top of you as well, so it's going to be interesting to see what we do there. But he spoke very well indeed with the media, and yeah, now we'll see what Danny has got to say. So Danny spoke really well in the press conference as well, like he always does. Danny was talking about youth and wanting to use it more and make sure you get to go into the club further than they do, like just get to youth academy bit. As you notice, the youth side of the club is doing better. We're doing a lot better. We look like we're a lot better with trying to bring play forward and using them. There's no fresh injury for Danny, just Iorfa and Chalobah, that's the other ones. He got asked about Ubbo. Ubbo ready to be like getting the goals, and he said he's up to be. You can see coming close. All the forwards are doing really well. Josh, Olaf, some of them come very close to getting goals. And the thing is, he likes that because it means you're not having to rely on just one person on the goals at the minute. All the goals are coming from all over the place, which is good. But we've got to get the players in the right positions and get them thinking, which is good. He said that we are a team that can be successful. He had different goal scorers I've mentioned. It's better to have just more goals spread out than just relying on one person. He said training for final third in games can be taught. You've got to improve the players' positioning, where they make runs, and it's about just improving their goal decision making. And I think that's something you can really do well. And I think the thing is, with the way that we train, it's very high intent training. It's very quick, so you can't be coming in and just thinking, oh, I'll be a bit easier today, because with how intense it is, you are not going to be able to just shy away from it. You're going to get found out quite quickly. He got asked about Palmer birthday today and said Palmer's a very good, experienced professional. He's like a fine wine. They just get better as they get older. And he also mentioned that it was his son's birthday as well. So happy birthday to Danny's son and Liam Palmer. He brought in cake. They've got apparently a good place that do brownies. So everyone's happy about when cake is brought in. Joe Cramp spoke to him and said Josh has been saying the training has been good, and said that there was good progress being made at the moment by the team, and we're not able to just get that transition from training pitch to match day, Danny said. And he said it's just making sure we can get that transition right from there to there, and then you'll be able to see it a lot more. But he said the mindset was right, and they looked at the notes. He looked at notes that they made mistakes in and made sure that they went and fixed it in the international break to help players out. And it's also about who's the starter, who's your impact player. I can see Masaba becoming that impact player off the bench. I don't know how much you'll like that, but we'll see. He said how we changed our press a little bit in some of the games, just changed our formation a little bit, tweaked it, and we've adapted well to it. He said at the minute, looking at the table, it's not where we want to be at the end of the season, but now we just got to see what happens. He said the teams that are where they are now, which are not going to be there at the end of the season, it's going to be interesting. He spoke about Dominic Iorfa and Chalobah. He said Iorfa's still question mark on. And with Chalobah, he's working hard in training. They're trying to get him back, but they want to get it where he can play without it being play one game, then out for another 3 weeks. They want to get him stronger and back to that whole thing. He maybe be able to come back after the October break, but he did say maybe. Spoke about Ben King starting this week, saying that having the experience will help. He's doing stuff with Tomo and Chris Powell. He's been also helping get the meeting together. One of the interesting stats is that we had the most defensive corners in the league. We've had the most defensive corner in the league, and that's insane. And how many goals have we scored from them? May have scored one, actually. Might have scored one. But the thing is, we need to start going more with them. That's the thing we need to do. But it's about getting the detail and figuring it out where we can have players in the right positions. Danny got asked, what does he look for in a younger player? And he said it's all about the minds. He sees how the mind is going in and go from there, and it helps with their decision-making, how fast they can pick things up. He said Sean Hughes has been fantastic with that. He's already thinking ahead before the ball's even gone. And then he said his positioning is really good as well. And he said about how Gab is the same in the day where he was. But Gab's also been quite vocal as centre-back and been quite a leader when needed to be, which is good to see. Got asked about contracts, saying they're looking to get that sorted. They had a meeting about that this week with Kevin Beadle and the chairman. They want to get it done sooner than later, make sure it's in the right place. But he said we'll see what we do in the next 2 windows. So he's talking about January and then the summer one. But he did say how contract is something that they are looking at, and hopefully they'll get something sorted sooner than later. But it's good to start talking about it now. He wants the points and not look at the league table. We want to get the 3 points that we've missed out on and get moving from there, and then just go from there and see how we get on. But all in all, it was a very good press conference by Danny. I was impressed with how he spoke, as per usual, but he seemed confident for the game versus Luton. He's under no illusion that it won't be hard, and he knows they haven't started well. So let's see what happens, and hopefully Wednesday can get 3 points on Saturday.